What if everything you believe to be true are only real because you accepted them? What if reality isn't the same for everyone? What if what the majority is hearing, what has become the norm, everybody have accepted, isn't the truth? We live in a world of facts, feelings and filters. Fact in the sense that people believe in, see it, believe it. Show us evidence. It doesn't matter how you believe in it. If you have nothing to show, then forget about it. Let me even give you a typical example. When you go to a law court, no matter how innocent you are, if you are not able to provide empirical evidence, factual evidence to buttress your case, trust me, the guilty one can maneuver his ways to cook something. One is satisfied, even though it might not be necessarily true, but that person goes scot-free and you end up being in prison. We live in a world of feelings. People treat you based on their feelings. People think based on their feelings. The surprising thing is that people even make life crucial decisions based on feelings. Example, marriage, career, and everything. People sometimes even make such decisions based on their feelings. We live in a world of filters. People no longer care about authenticity anymore. No. People don't care about that. That is why people don't care. They never mind to have a double life. They will have a life on social media, a life outside, and their real self when they are alone. This is the kind of world we live in. People no longer even give you raw data anymore. Whenever someone is speaking to you, they filter whatever they want to tell you. So nowadays when you are listening to people, sometimes they let you know what they want you to know. They let you hear what they want you to hear. And they let you see what they want you to see. In a world like this, how do you and I differentiate what is real from what is true? This is T Diaries, and this is the first episode of this series, which is a mind blowing. This is here to help us to reshape our mind, reshape our thinking, to live our true self instead of living in the shadows of reality people or society may have subscribed for us. Today, what we are looking at is what is reality, what is true. Since everything I'm going to talk about in this series is actually going to deal with your reality and your true self and how to live in this world with meaning and purpose, then there's a need for us to understand what reality means, then what truth also means. Now let's define reality. I want to define reality in this way for you so that you can be able to understand. You know, your perceptions, your experiences, your upbringing, your environment, your culture defined your reality. They define your reality. Those things that I have mentioned define your reality. Your reality is based on the information you get from these things that I have mentioned. But let me repeat it again. Your perceptions, your experiences, your upbringing, your environment, and your culture, they have their filters on you, especially even culture. Culture has their filters on you. You know, when you go to some place, you may not necessarily even talk. You may not necessarily do something extraordinary, but people will look at you and say that no, you are from this particular place. The reason being that the filters of those culture is all over you, and people can actually see it. So that is it. So then what it means is that reality can be subjective. Not even can be, reality is subjective. Because your perception is different from my perception. Your experience is different from mine. your culture may be totally different from my culture. Nurtured us, no. You may not necessarily stay in the same environment. So if you look at all the parameters I have mentioned, what it means is that two people's reality can be different because they have a different world altogether. I have my world. My world is the reality because my world is based on the information that I have. The same applies to my fellow brother. And that is the main reason why when you are talking to someone and they're saying something which is totally different from yours, you don't have to insult them and have to look down on them because they're saying something which is totally different. They're looking at it through different world, through different reality, and you are also looking at it through different reality. And that is why. So you don't have to shame someone thinking they're dumb or something. You may be looking at it from different world. The same way, don't allow yourself to be intimidated, especially when the majority are saying the same thing and you happen to have different opinion. You are not crazy because you are looking at it from different world, and that is reality. Now, what is truth? Truth is something that is absolute. Truth is unchanging. And what truth is? The truth is not dependent on perception, on experience, on environment. Even does not depend on your parents, how they nurtured you as something, does not depend on your culture. Truth draws in universal principles that transcend all the parameters I've made mention of. What it means is that what is truth at my end automatically is also true at your end. That is basically it. That is basically it. Sometimes we try to mix the two. We try to put the two together, but the two are not the same. The most pathetic aspect of it is that most of us are living in a reality that denies truths. We are living in a reality that denies truths. Let me give you a quick example. People raised in poverty sometimes believe that suffering is part of life. So as people are sitting up, making efforts to break free from suffering, they relax and sit there because they know it is part of life. Meanwhile, this particular person may have something in him. This person is deserving of love, this person is deserving of purpose, this person is deserving of abundance and so many things. But because of that reality the person came from, is denying the truth that he has something in him, that he also can equally be free from suffering. That is basically it. Another way that we live in the truth, we live in a reality that denies our truth can be this. Let's imagine that you are a graduate. You're going to school for over 4 years. You came back. You stay in the house for over 5 years without getting a job. Finally, you got a job. And when you went to that job, you could see that corruption permeates everywhere. Every corner there is corruption. And if you go there and you try to stand against the walls of corruption, then what it means is that they will show you the exits. So in case you don't want to lose your job, then you have to compromise and enjoy the moment. Which means is that you're going to live in a reality of a company which is corrupted to deny the truth that you know, that you have. So in your life, just scan your life. You realize that there's a reality you are living because you think you don't have an option. And that reality is denying certain truth in you. There's something in you that speaks to you that this doesn't make sense. This is not right. But you don't want to do anything because you know that it is the truth. You know there is the truth. However, you feel the truth is too costly because it may cost you your job, it may cost you your happiness or something. But hey, this is what I want to tell you. I know that truth can disrupt your comfort. But one thing I can assure you is that truth will also restore your freedom. Let me use Jesus' life as a case study for you. When Jesus was coming to this world as a Messiah, someone may say, Jesus should have put himself into the shoe of humans and tries to adjust to reality a bit, because coming to be a Messiah, at least you have to obey the social, political status, the rank of the society. At least come from Herod family. At least you can come from the priest family, a wealthy man family. That will make it easy for us to accept you. But Jesus decided to live the truth. The truth is that there has been a message about the Messiah in the Old Testament, which is clear about how the Messiah is going to live. So Jesus had to live that truth. And for that matter, Jesus has to come to a poor family. Look at where he was born. He was born in a manger. Look at his hometown. Someone said, can anything good come from Nazareth? Look at his father's occupation, the carpenter. Someone said, is this not a carpenter's son? What it means is that they had no regard for carpenters. But Jesus decided to come to such a family. The reason is that being a Messiah is not dependent on the social status. It's not dependent on the people's ability to accept him or not. He was the Messiah. And trust me, you and I can attest to the fact that even though Jesus did not adjust to reality and made it very difficult, they found it very difficult, most of them, to accept him, but it didn't change the fact that he was the Messiah. And today, he is the Messiah. Tomorrow, he will be the Messiah. So, Jesus did not adjust to reality. So I'm asking you again, what is that reality that you have adjusted to? You have adjusted to a reality that is killing the truth in you, in your relationship, in your education, in every corner you find yourself. Search yourself. What is it that is the reality you are living, which is actually denying your truth? This is T Diaries. I said this is some of the things you're going to talk about. You're going to break ourselves free, because most of us are not living our truth. We're living in a reality that is prescribed for us. Sometimes we're even living according to a blueprint. Sometimes we're even living according to a blueprint of other people. And that is why today we are here. I want to wish you well. And I want you to follow me and subscribe, so that when I drop the second episode, you'll be the next person to see. However, this is what I want you to do for me. I want you to comment in the comment section. How do you relate to this message? Does it resonate with you? Do you think there's a reality you are living which is denying your truth? Or you've seen somebody living in reality that is denying their truth? Let me know in the comment section. It's very important to get to know your thoughts about this particular message.